1 minute used. $130.
Whether it be in psychology, business, or education, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is apparent in many aspects of our lives. Maslow's hierarchy of needs describes how people need fundamental requirements of basic sustenance before they can achieve the top and more grand needs of being self-fulfilled and happy with life. What Maslow describes is that we not only need multiple types of needs, but also we garner them in a specific order. And this is what is described in today's quotation. The grand essentials of happiness are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for, by Alan K. Chalmers. What Chalmers is telling us is that we cannot suffice on partialities, that we must have a grand scope to achieve happiness or success. And I agree with Chalmers for two main reasons. First, because success is a sum of things that come before, and second, because we must progress to get to the top. Now, to understand this, we can first look how success is a sum. That is, we are successful from the cumulative actions of what we have had before us. To understand this, we can first look to the hit film Slumdog Millionaire, and second, look to Isaac Newton. Initially, looking to the film Slumdog Millionaire, and the book it was based on, Q&A, we find that the main character in each ultimately gained success in not only winning the game show at face value, but achieving the love of his life and living happily afterwards. But he only achieves this through the hardships that he faced in life, learning small bits of information, showing at the end the metaphoric relationship between what we learned previously and then how that takes us to success. That we are the sum total of the experiences that created us, thus resulting in us being successful in the future. Furthermore, we find with Isaac Newton, one of the greatest minds in science, stating as he won numerous awards that he had only seen so far by standing on the shoulders of giants. That is, even though he saw farther than many others had seen before him as far as science went, he had only done so because agents such as Copernicus had revolutionized science before him. That he himself was not only the sum total of what his own experiences made, but also what those in his field had created, thus demonstrating that we are not only the sum total of what comes before us in our own lives and what comes before us in our field, but essentially, that to achieve happiness, we must have the sum total of something to do, something to love, and something to hope for, and only then can we be truly happy. Furthermore, we understand that similar to Maslow's hierarchy, that there's a progression, that this sum to success is found in a progressive manner to get to the top. To understand this, we can first look to Dante's Paradiso, and second, Joseph Schumpeter's theory of creative destruction. Initially, looking at Dante's Paradiso, the final part of Dante's total divine comedy, Paradiso describes Dante's travel to heaven. Instead of hell, where he travels through numerous circles, Paradiso is a mountain, where he must travel through several layers to get to, ultimately, divinity. Through this, we see that the success to get to the top is achieved by those who manage to climb all the way, doing good deeds and furthering themselves in numerous steps, but they cannot simply skip one. They only get to the top after they have completed the steps beneath. Furthermore, we understand in Joseph Schumpeter's theory of creative destruction how this also plays on with societal innovation. When Joseph Schumpeter came up with the theory of creative destruction, it described how society moved from things of communication such as smoke signals, to the Pony Express, to the telegraph, to the telephone, to the cell phone, to internet communication. Essentially, that society progressed all the way from smoke signals to internet communication, not in a single bound, but that slowly, creatively destructing each technology before it, society advanced with its information and ability to communicate, thus demonstrating how it is a progressive nature to the top that we can see to achieve success. And in Chalmers' quotation, that if we build on something to do, something to love, and something to hope for, is how we achieve total happiness, by achieving them in step, and ultimately garnering total happiness. So, when looking to the quotation, the grand essentials of happiness are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for, we see that we cannot suffice on the partialities, that we must have a total appreciation in life of something to do, love, and hope for that leads us to success or happiness. And I agree with this, because we first see that success is a sum, and second, that we must progress to this sum and progress to the top. So when looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we find that it not only describes how we attain total satisfaction in our life, but also relates today that the success we achieve is not simply garnered by randomly going out and finding one thing that makes success, but by working, getting the basic needs, progressing to the top, finding something to do, hope, and love for.
6:35.
Yeah, no. Next one.